Morning all, welcome to A Cup of Crypto with me, Alex Marzell Money. I've got my cup of crypto beverage this morning, I hope you do too. We're going to go over today's news with what's going on in the headlines for cryptocurrency, and of course we'll be going into the price action of Bitcoin, Ethereum and the altcoins as well. We have seen prices fall in the last 24 hours, which makes a very interesting episode today of A Cup of Crypto because we have been rallying prior to that for the last 2 weeks or so. So have we come up to meet this resistance? Is now the time to potentially sell off, hold until we come to lower prices, or are we going to make a resurgence and break our way back through this? That is all the questions that we're going to be answering in this episode. So whether you're watching this now with me live or you're going to be... Am I streaming live? I think I had a disconnection issue there, guys. So yeah, whether you're watching this with me live now or you're watching this slightly later, it's entirely relevant for the day, for the price action, for the news, for the analysis. If I could just ask everybody to smash the like down below. I'm basically just looking at our chat before I get into the video here to make sure that we're connected because I can't see anyone's conversations coming up. I don't know if there's a problem with my streaming software or not. Let me just try something here. Live chat. Maybe that's what we need. I'm going to end the stream, guys, and come back into it. One moment. Oh, we're live. Excuse me, guys. We are live. We're live and kicking. For some reason, where I see your chats, it wasn't there, and I thought we weren't connected, but we are connected. We're here, and we're going to get into the episode, guys. So I don't know if you missed the first bit or not, probably not, but yeah, welcome. Cup of Crypto. We're going to go over the news, all the price analysis, and yeah, welcome everyone. Get your cup of crypto beverage ready and we'll get into it. So, see, we've got 43 people in here, 15 likes. If you've just joined, guys, please do smash that like down below, make it turn blue. Let's let YouTube know this is valuable content and the best morning show on the internet for cryptocurrency. So the first thing I want to look at, kind of a headline stealer at the moment, is McDonald's making its way into the metaverse with Metaverse restaurants. So they've basically coined, pardon the pun, the name Metaverse and put a, I guess you could say, kind of a patent on the name, kind of thing, a trademark. They're basically anticipating for the metaverse to come more into effect over the next few years. And it says the golden arches poked fun at crypto investors last month by basically saying we wouldn't accept Shiba. I don't know if you guys remember, but Elon Musk tweeted at McDonald's, said if McDonald's start accepting Shiba token, I'll go online and I'll eat a Big Mac on my Twitter or something like that. Huge promotion. But they said in return we wouldn't accept Shiba, but they now have entered the virtual world of Metaverse. The iconic American restaurant chain McDonald's looks like it's preparing to make a massive move into the Metaverse by registering 10 trademarks, in fact. So huge news, a brand like McDonald's acknowledging this shift in technology that we're transitioning into at the moment. So it included McCafe brand into the metaverse, and very, very exciting news where mass company adoption into the cryptocurrency is concerned. The other big news here is the crypto exchange Binance, second biggest exchange in the world, has the richest crypto CEO, gentleman called, Chinese billionaire Changpeng Zhao. He basically has made a big move to take 200 million stake in Forbes. So they're basically going to have an invested interest in one of the oldest, over 100-year-old news outlets in the world. Binance confirms $200 million. So known for its ranking of billionaires, said the deal would help make it a leader supplying information about digital assets like Bitcoin. So I can see what they're trying to do here. They're basically trying to have some control over the mass media, where the high net worth individuals that consume products and services from Forbes are digesting. And obviously Binance want a big part of that to not only get Binance into their heads, but more importantly, cryptocurrency into their minds as well. So it's a big move. Some highlights from this article here would be the following. So just quickly, world's richest billionaire says Forbes crypto billionaire that is, will remain fairly independent after his firm Binance plowed $200 million into the blank check SPAC. A SPAC is a special acquisition company. They're seeking to take over the news outlet which accused his company of deceiving regulators. So Binance confirmed on Thursday it's taking a huge stake. The exchange Binance is actually banned in the UK, but Binance sued Forbes for defamation, but dropped a suit a year ago. So they're obviously trying to get into that area of news outlet, of financial news outlet. So very, very interesting here. The CEO of Forbes, Mike Federal, calls the investment exciting news in an internal memo. So we'll see how that plays out. But again, one step further. Fintech specialists predict Ethereum price hitting $6,500 this year before rising to $26,000 by 2030. Yeah, very achievable. I mean, a panel of fintech specialists made this prediction. I don't know how credible the source is, but if Ethereum's valuable for anyone, it's definitely for the fintech industry. Very, very valuable area for the network. Such as the Ether network, guys. So if you're just joining, welcome. We're going to be covering the price analysis now. We're going to be looking at the charts, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of the alts. It's going to be a relatively briefer session than normal because there isn't too much to cover today from the edition of yesterday. We pretty much called this resistance line in Bitcoin yesterday. We were talking about this no man land area, which we did break into, but we definitely didn't confirm it, and we haven't broken into it. And now we can see on the daily chart here for Bitcoin, we're actually getting rejected off it. So the question now is, do we continue downward? Was that the rejection point? Where do we fall to? When should we start looking to accumulate? If you're shorting, where should you short down to? So we're going to be looking at those questions right now, guys. So obviously, I will be answering your questions as well. So if anyone has any questions, I'll be looking out for the chat, particularly if there's any super chats. I'll prioritize them, of course. And let's get into the price action here for Bitcoin. So currently, we're trading at $43,450 after a big rally up from swing low on the 24th of January, which was at 33,000. We had a nice rally for the last 2 weeks. We rallied up 40%. I mean, really, really nice gains in that rally. But we could now have petered out, and we could be looking for lower prices. So where's the support beneath us right now? Well, we're currently at a support level. But to be even more accurate in this, I want to look at a local fib level, more local than the overall cycle. So we were looking at this yesterday as well. What I want to do here is basically draw Fibonacci retracement, swing high, swing low. We can see that we're likely and potentially likely, more so likely than not, going to come down to this golden ratio area in the next 24-48 hours, which would take us down to around 41,000 to $41,600. This seems to be a key support area for the price action. We do have some local weaker support here, 43,226, but you know, it's nothing too strong right now. In terms of daily opens, daily closes, you can see here that the previous daily open was at this price, so 44,423. But since then we've come down, and we now are obviously in a new price action. So we want to go really into the weekly chart for a minute to see where our last previous weekly close was. So I can tell you the last or the area that you should be looking at in terms of weekly support would be here, because we have a red candle body and a green candle body at $36,300. So I want to mark this area here now as a key support level for the weekly. Okay, so bear that level in mind, $36,250. Of course, there's going to be support and resistance in this area, but what we need to consider for now is this zone that we're trading in. This is the zone I'm concentrating on. Resistance up at about 44,500. Support coming in at about 36,324. So in terms of a tradable area, we've got a nice range of 21-22% for the Bitcoin price. So what's spooking the market right now in terms from a technical point of view? we of course have this bearish pattern, which for Bitcoin is still kind of valid now, because, and the pattern I'm talking about is this head and shoulders pattern. So we have a head, a shoulder. We did come down, we broke beneath it, but we got supported. We've come back up for a retest. The question is, do we come back down to this support level at 36,200, or can we maybe stay above this level? Because there is some support here. There is definitely support. So more locally, I'm going to draw another support level. And it's good for you to understand these levels, guys, because if you're trading them, you want to know basically where we stand. And I would suggest that level ought to be around here. So locally, if we go back into the daily, what we're currently seeing is this local channel. Okay, you could call it even a 4-hour channel. I'm on the daily chart. In fact, let's break it down to the 4-hour because we are getting, you can ignore all these arcs, by the way, guys. This was from a video I was doing yesterday. Let me delete them. I don't want to confuse anybody. So yeah, this is a 4-hour chart. We are seeing clear support and resistance in this channel. So in terms of a percentage, this channel range is about 4%. Will we rally up today from this, downward price action? Well, let's look at our 4-hour moving averages here. We're currently being rejected now on the 20-day moving average by a couple of candles, 4-hour candles. So it does seem like we're breaking to the downside, like we did anticipate in yesterday's video. So my guess would be that this is a very small rising wedge. For example, on the 30-minute chart, you'll be able to see it, I guess, a bit clearer. You're going to have something like this that's forming. You can see support. You can see resistance coming in like that. We may have been creating somewhat of a bull flag here on this 30-minute for the Bitcoin price, bear flag, excuse me. So you have a pole, you have a flag forming, and depending on where you break out from, if we break to the downside, you could be looking at down at about $40,000. I really think $40,000 is the next likely target here. I mean, you can see on the 4-hour chart, it would take us down to around the 100 and 200-day moving average. The chart is definitely looking more bearish after the last 2 weeks, after this big bull cycle we had, mini cycle, if you like. You can see that there's a bearish divergence and a double top. Okay, so if this M pattern breaks as well, you can consider targeting it something at least from here. But even you could measure it from the top. You could measure it potentially from this line, which is the resistance on the bearish divergence. And that's going to give you a similar target to the bear flag that we talked about, this bear flag here. So I believe over the next 24 hours into the weekend, I know the weekends are a bit dull. It's where you have the CME gaps, but likelihood of it is going into next week. I am anticipating lower prices, but of course, before you put in any significant shorts, we do need to watch this $43,000 level carefully. It's been a significant level in the Bitcoin price action for some time, so we can still be supported at this level and make our way back up to the top of the range. But currently, guys, it's looking likely, in my opinion, that we're going to break a bit further down and maybe break into this zone. That doesn't necessarily mean we will come down and touch all the way back down at 36. We may get picked up, for example, around 39, around $40,000. But we'll have to cross that bridge if and when it comes. But at the moment, the message is be very, very careful with your longs, because we're now beneath resistance again, and we may struggle to get out of it in the short term. We may be taking another leg down, because you have to remember, guys, for the Bitcoin price, if I go into the weekly chart just to show you where we are in the cycle, in this bullish cycle, although from March 2020 where we were supported, we have plenty of support beneath us. And actually on this weekly chart, if you bring in the moving averages, the 200-day moving average, I don't know if you can see that because it's quite a dark blue line, it's this one here, is all the way down at 25,000, and that actually is where ultimately our point of control will rest to some extent. I mean, it's actually all the way down here, but you can see that we are well supported at this 100-day moving average as well. But ultimately, guys, if you do run the fib levels from swing low to swing high in this overall bull market, so from here to here, you'll see that the golden ratio is yet to be touched, and we've been supported off the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. We haven't broken really much below $36,000. We got wicked into it, but we certainly didn't break it. So this was bullish because we created a higher low than here, but ultimately we could still come down and either certainly retest this level, which would be great. It would create a double bottom and a W, and that would really put in some buyer confidence, because to come down to this level and touch it as a double bottom would give the market a lot of confidence. But equally, if we came all the way back down to around 28, even as low as 26, that ultimately is our golden ratio on the Fibonacci retracement levels for the bull cycle. So we could come all the way down to that level without it going into kind of a complete bear market, and we would still have a chance of rebounding for higher prices going in toward the end of the year. So we'd have to watch the chart very closely. It's very interesting times right now, guys. By the way, if you are enjoying the video so far, the live stream, or whether you're watching it later, please do smash the like. It only takes 1 second. It doesn't cost anything, and it honestly, guys, that it helps immensely. YouTube pick up on these things, so if you're enjoying it, please get the likes up and let the YouTube algorithm know that this is valuable content and the Marzell Money community is strong. So I really appreciate that. Thank you for the support there, guys. So we're going to move on to the Ethereum price action as well. Our favorite coin on Marzell Money, still my biggest holdings. Is it your biggest holdings? Let me know in the chat. I'm happy to do a quick Q&A as well before we move on to the Ethereum price. If anybody has any questions, I'll keep a lookout in the chat. So if you have any questions at all about trading or about anything else to do with the price action I've just covered in Bitcoin, let me know in the chat section on the side there, guys. And a quick mention as well, for anybody that wants to learn more about trading cryptocurrency, do check out the links in the video description down below. We currently have a huge discount running on our trading community, Marzell trading community. So for anyone that's not so familiar, on Discord, we host it on Discord. We basically give live interactive daily sessions several times a day between myself and our coaches. We're basically giving interactive training trading, taking you from all aspects, from complete beginners to intermediate. If you want to be part of a trading community, you want to learn trading from the ground up, really right from the bottom, this is what we cater for. We have trade setup channels showing you what's going on in the chart at all times. We have an archive of 30+ hours of video content that you can consume as well. And it's a great community, guys. So if you want to learn how to trade, check out the links in the video description down below for the Marzell Trading Academy. So not only is it an interactive learning format, it's also like a learning program as well. So if you're serious about wanting to learn how to trade, links are in the video description below. And of course, if you want to start trading on Bybit, there's a link in the description down below, as well as the chat here, where you can get a bonus currently of $3,000 bonus. It's actually up to $3,500 bonus because there's some add-ons. And not only that bonus, guys, using my link, you'll also be able to get a share of a prize of 100,000 USDT by simply trading $10,000 or more. And that doesn't mean $10,000 of your own money. It could be $500 of your own money. And for example, if you use 20x, then you've traded $10,000. So use my Bybit link if you want to start trading on Bybit. You'll find a Bybit for beginners video as well in my content if you want to learn more how to trade there. So let's get on and see if there's any good questions. Someone asked, what exactly do I mean by the golden pocket? Yeah, good question. So with Fibonacci retracement levels, you have a golden ratio. It's the 0.66 to the 0.618. Obviously, Fibonacci retracement levels are more beginner to intermediate. It's something we have a heavy focus on in our trading community. Fibonacci retracement levels have different levels that price action will typically respond to, whether it be support or resistance. And the golden ratio here, the golden pocket on the Bitcoin bull cycle, is $26,500 up to around $29,000. Someone said crypto Super Bowl pump before the big dump. maybe I think, is it Sunday, the Super Bowl? We normally have some reaction from the markets on Super Bowl day. I remember from the last couple of years. Why does everyone say pump before the Super Bowl and then dump after? Why on earth would the Super Bowl pump crypto? You know what? I have no idea. I don't even know if it's true, guys. Are we going to see ETH short squeeze? Maybe, Ali. Maybe that may happen. It wouldn't surprise me, put it this way. Any other questions here? Hi, Marzell. On TradingView, do you ever change any default settings to built-in indicators depending on what time chart you are trading off? If you do, any tips why set those specific parameters? Yeah, I mean, I do, Philip. I do have my own sort of parameters set. For example, all the different indicators you can use on TradingView are customizable, not just in style, like aesthetics, but also in what they do. For example, in the Fibonacci retracement levels, you can go into the settings, change the different levels. Different traders, depending on the kind of trader you are and the time frames that you trade, you're typically going to have different settings. Again, in our trading academy, basically one of the huge topics that we cover is how to use TradingView and how to use it for your style of trading, because TradingView alone can take up hours of education, and it will really improve your trading game if you know what you're doing on TradingView and how to chart things correctly. You have to remember that when you're trading, only like 4%, 3 to 4% of trading is actually going on Bybit and putting the orders in. The other 95 to 96, 7% is analysis, TradingView, charting. This is where the money's made, right? So yeah, good question. Alex, how do you get the VPVR up on TradingView? So to the VPVR, you can find it under indicators. If you type in VPVR, it will come up here, volume profile, visible range. You click it and you just can toggle it on or off. And that's how you do it. Good question. So how do you think the CPI data and what the Fed will next do to tackle inflation? I mean, obviously, there's a whole macro view of what's going on at the moment. We have to watch closely the market's inflation data. In the short term, I don't see a direct correlation, but certainly with what's going on the bigger picture of how the Fed keeps printing, monetary policy is weakening. The Fed are very much trapped because they can't lower interest rates because there's too much debt in the system, and the solution to that, the only real form of money, is something that's scarce, divisible, and doesn't have a third party connected to it. So i.e. Bitcoin, right? You also have gold, you have property, you have stock. Things like this are not infinite. They're deflationary. So for example, if you buy Apple stock, yes, they can make more stock, but that doesn't really change the value of the company. It just changes the amount of shares divided by the market cap. So like something like Bitcoin, there's only ever going to be 21 million of them. There's currently about 18.5 million of them in circulation. There will never be more. They can't be. It's in the program of the blockchain of how Bitcoin was created. So you're buying something that is finite, okay? Not infinite like cash. They can print money at will. I mean, just in the last 2 years, they've printed like 70% of all money ever created. So your dollars, your pounds, your euros, your yen, whatever, are getting devalued all the time. If you're getting even 5% interest in your bank, which you're not, because no banks are paying that at the moment, you're still losing money because real inflation rates are running at 10 to 12%. So Bitcoin is the solution, in my opinion, to this growing bubble that we've been in for the last 20 years. Okay. So Josh says, I missed my free class, Alex. I'm so upset. I did record it, Josh. But yeah, hopefully you can make the next one. But if you want the recording, maybe send me a DM on Instagram at Marzell_money, and I can maybe send you that recording, guys. So let's get into the Ethereum price. I'm going to have a quick sip of my cup of crypto. I hope you've all got your crypto beverages there this morning. Today, guys, I'm back on butter coffee. Black coffee with butter in it, to give me my fats, my energy on my ketogenic diet. If you think that's weird, it is weird, but look it up, Bullet Coffee. It's called Bullet Coffee. Some people put coconut oil in it as well, which I've done in the past. Right, let's look at this Ethereum chart. Let's start on the weekly. The previous weekly open that we're still holding is this level. Basically, you want to look for where a red candle and a green candle meet for your open. That's going to be your most significant level. Okay, I wouldn't classify that because we've wicked into it and it's 2 green candles. So this essentially is the weekly open. I mean, you can actually and probably preferably use a horizontal ray line here. So this would be our weekly open. In terms of daily, the most recent daily here, I think you can set like a title here to make it a bit clearer. How do I do that? Price label, template, text. Let me see. Weekly open, does that change anything? Yeah, so that's our weekly open. The daily open, so the last daily open was actually up here, which you can see we're already trading within. So let's use another marker here. And this is our daily open. Let's make that a different color. Make that white. So we're now between daily open, today's open, and we know that the weekly previous open is down at this level. So interesting to see the 2 zones of support and resistance. I'll leave that there for the minute to show you how this unfolds in this analysis. But basically, what we're currently seeing in this chart is a key reversal point play out. So we know for the Ethereum price that this level that I've got marked in a white line, this 3,150 line, this has been extremely pivotal and crucial in terms of a reversal area, whether it's been support or resistance. Now, what we've actually done over the last couple of weeks is come up and tested it. We've come up and tested it, and we had a big move to the upside. It was a nice move, about 50% or so, and we've come up and we haven't been able to confirm it on a daily candle. We've broken above it, but we haven't had a confirmed candle. We're now trending downwards, and we're waiting to see how this plays out and to see if there's going to be a retest of potentially as low as maybe around $2,500. Or are we going to make our way back above it? Now, in terms of support, this is where we can start to use some trend lines to see if there's any correspondence here. I would suggest that this is probably where we wicked here is probably the support line. The reason being, you've got a wick, 2 wicks, 3, 4, 5. You've got a lot of support lines there. And this, of course, is a rising channel. And with rising channels, they are bearish. You're going to come to the downside 70% of the time or so. So again, something like that. However, at the moment, we're still within this channel. Okay, we're still within this rising channel for the Ethereum price. So what I want to see is what actually happens over the next couple of days into the weekend, because we're going to reach an apex here of this previous resistance that we weren't able to break above. Or are we going to break above it and then find support? So come Monday, we're going to be in a position where we really know a lot more, but of course we could break beneath it in the meantime. So on a more local level, let's go into the 4-hour and see what's going on here. We know that there's going to be resistance between 3,150 up to around 3,242. So basically above this wick, you can see here where we created this M pattern. It's clearer on like the 1 hour, for example, just to show you this. You can see how we created this M. What we've seen is what happens in this situation. A lot of people that have basically longed here had their stop losses here, and they would have got liquidated or stopped out of the trade here, and you can see we kept getting wicked down. So there's kind of an inverse effect of people buying because their orders are getting stopped out basically, and there's not enough sell orders here to meet the demand to keep going higher. So basically the price action comes lower, and what we're now seeing on this daily chart is sorry, not the daily chart, on the 4-hour chart, we're currently seeing a potential break to the downside and more bearish sentiment coming in. You can see the moving average is the RSI here relative strength index is moving downwards beneath the moving average. In terms of the moving averages here, we've broken now the 20, which we hadn't done before. We were supported on the 50 and the 200, but in terms of weakness coming in, you could, I guess, anticipate something's got to give here. Because there's only so much further you can keep going with these moving averages pushing us down. Even on this 1 hour chart, guys, we've got all moving averages apart from the 200 resisting us now and putting us more so to the downside. On the 2 hour, the 50-day and the 20-day are moving us down. On the 4 hour, it's the 20-day, but we are respecting these resistance levels. So I'm anticipating a move to the downside. A nice sort of midterm trade I would look at this point. I think a good value trade to take would be this one. So I would be considering that sort of the peak in this move. I'd be looking to set a stop loss maybe around $3,300. You could look to take a position like this, so you could enter it even around now. You could have your stop loss, like I said, around $3,300. I would target the weekly open, and it gives you about a 2.58 risk to reward ratio, and that would be my first take profit level. The reason why I think this is a good trade, not only because it's a 17.5% move, which of course if you're on 10x leverage, that's 170% gains. Once again, guys, in the video description down below, you will find my Bybit link, as well as in the pinned comment in the chat section of this. You'll see get up to $3,500 bonus. And actually, guys, by depositing using this link, you'll gain a prize. If you trade more than 10,000 USD, you'll win a prize pool from the $100,000 bonus. That 10,000 USD you need to trade could be like $500 of your own money. If it was at 20x, for example, that would make 10,000. It doesn't have to be $10,000. I appreciate that not many people are trading $10,000, so it could even be $500 at 20x. It could be $1,000 at 10x. So I hope you get the example there. So yeah, that would be my trade and my first take profit level. Of course, we've done the weekly, the daily. Let's actually go zoom out a little bit and go back into the monthly chart and to see how we opened and closed on the monthly. So actually, that is going to be a higher level than the weekly. So the interesting thing about this is it's going to act as quite a strong support zone. So what am I looking for? Looking for this one. So let's color code that. Let's just put it as that color, and we're going to rename it the monthly. By the way, guys, this is something, this multiple time frame analysis. This is something that we teach in the academy as well. And once again, right now we have a huge discount running on the Trading Academy. There's a Patreon link with all the information, but use the direct sign up links to take advantage of the special offer if you want to check it out. So yeah, we can go into the 1 hour chart here, and because we know that that's the monthly level, I would certainly look to take some profits out of the trade at around 2,700. You can see how that corresponds with this previous resistance and support here as well. So that for me is a good level, a good area to trade down. So that's kind of how Ethereum's looking today. We still have the support of this. You can't see it too clearly, but this 200-day moving average. And we have, of course, this overall support line in this channel that we've been watching. So until that's broken, we're not too bearish. One thing to look at is a potential head and shoulders pattern playing out as well. You could argue that there is a head and shoulders pattern. I'll show you that here. It looks more clear on the 2 hour. No, in fact, on the 4 hour, you can see how that is potentially a head and shoulders pattern playing out as well. So neckline is approximately here, shoulder, head. We might come up and form another shoulder. So we might come back up to the daily open, which is around 3,150. It is a difficult area to trade right now because we're trading within before a breakout. So anyway, if that head and shoulder pattern does play out, the target of that would be somewhere in the region That would take us to this level, $2,852. But I think we would easily break down to around 2,700 if that happened. So I'm just looking at the chat, see if there's any questions. Anthony Charles says, I am part of the academy. I can say it's really good. Oh, thanks, Anthony. If you're new into it, Mars isn't paying me to say this. No, I'll give you your £20 later. No, I'm not, but I appreciate that, Anthony. That's kind. Can you trade derivatives on Bybit in the UK? Are they restricted? So Bybit on the UK, yes, you can. Yes, you can. So you go on to Bybit, obviously use my link because that's the bonus exclusive community link, and you'll get $3,500 in bonus, and you'll be part of this $100,000 prize pool. But then the way that you use Bybit derivatives, you've got so many different cryptocurrencies you can trade. It's so much better than Binance or Coinbase. You've got all the metaverse cryptocurrencies, just many of them, like 50, 60 of them. And of course, you can trade Bitcoin, Ethereum. You can trade up to 100x leverage on Bitcoin. But of course, be very careful because trading's risky and it's only for experienced traders. You can do BFI, BiFi on Bybit. You can stake, you can buy crypto. It's a great platform. It's my recommended platform. Do I have an ETH price prediction by the end of the year? Yes, I do. And I have a video on this. I have a video, let me find it, and I'll link it right now in the chat. I would recommend you to go and watch it. Let's find it. 2022. Here it is, guys. This is my Ethereum 2022 outlook and prediction. I made a video on it. Check it out. You can watch that and let me know your thoughts. So guys, we've covered a bit of Ethereum. We've covered a bit of Bitcoin. I now want to go into some of the altcoins to see what's going on here. We'll start on Cardano. Cardano right now is being very well supported in this upward trend on the 4-hour chart. We all know that it's being well supported on the longer term time frame at $1 to $1.07. It's gravitated towards that $1.20 level that it loves as well, but we are seeing some downward price action short term. But I think we are getting some decent support coming in. You can see here on this daily chart for Cardano, we're seeing nice levels. If we do previous high to the low, we still have only come up to the 0.382 level. I'm expecting to retrace up to around $1.36, $1.39. Bear in mind this resistance that's come in though. This resistance is quite important. Let me remove some of these lines. The resistance I'm talking about is this resistance that's been in place since the 2nd of September that's coming down. Could extrapolate that a little bit further here. So I imagine we will come up and meet this resistance at some point soon. But the question is, will we break above it? Well, I think we need to see what Bitcoin does in order to break above that. Let's take a look at Polkadot. So DOT, I've been watching it within this arc that it's currently being traded in, and we are due to see a breakout very, very soon, and it's at the bottom of this range. So actually a nice long position here could be taken with a lot of value, because if you were to take this long here, you could have your stop loss below the arc, something like that. Check out the moving averages as well. On the daily, we're below them. However, okay, on the 4-hour, we're below them as well. Yeah, I wouldn't long this just yet. I would wait to see how we do within this triangulation. Can we break to the upper side of it and confirm and see volume coming in or not? It's going to make a big difference to the price action, what happens. I mean, it's still within this downward range. So Polkadot is, to me, actually still looking a bit suspect and a little bit bearish potentially. I mean, you know, you could see resistance like that. Until that's broken, it's a risky trade. We're in this downward wedge. So in fact, if anything, if you want more of a midterm trade, the value really is in the short, which would be like this. If you took a position here, you have your stop loss above that previous high, because what we're seeing, guys, is a pattern: lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower lows, lower lows. And the trend is your friend to the end, right? So you could be looking here at a trade risk to reward ratio about 2.2. It's not the greatest, but it looks to me like it is going down. You can see on these downward moves, the volume's picking up. As we've been moving up, volume's been decreasing, which is a bearish sign. So if we look at the 1 hour on Polkadot, get a closer look of what's going on. Yeah, it doesn't tell us too much. I mean, we could find a more local arc by going into like the 30-minute and see if we're about to break to the upside or the downside. Perhaps that could be a good thing to look at. Let's take a look here. Triangulation. Where's my triangles? Triangular pattern. So we could be looking at something like that. Breakout there. Probably take this down to the 15-minute. Triangulation. Yeah, so we're at the top of this arc locally on the 15-minute. So I would definitely expect to come down and retouch support here. So in terms of a percentage, this is going to be a small trade, but 1.5%. I mean, if you had 20x leverage, that's 30% move. Could be a nice trade, but ultimately within the bigger arc, yeah, this orange arc. If you look here on the bigger chart, we should come down to meet around $20, I believe, which would look most likely in this situation, guys. So yeah, that's DOT. Let's take a look at XRP. XRP broke out of this arc as anticipated, a rising wedge. We're now down at 81 cents, and we're currently seeing a rejection on the 1 hour beneath the 100-day moving average. You would anticipate that this is going to come down now to the 200-day moving average. Maybe a 6% downside move, about 77 cents here. On the 4 hour chart for XRP, this is a very bearish. It's kind of a triple top, or at least a double top. Okay, it's more of a double top, and you are seeing weakened price action here. There is support, albeit at 82 cents, but on the daily, that's the 4 hour. On the daily, we have broken the 200 and the 100-day moving average. So yeah, XRP is a good short trade for me. I would anticipate that, you know, we're going to come down back to around 75 cents, which seems to be XRP's kind of resting area at the moment. Short term in the next 24, 48 hours. But beyond that, you know, XRP, I believe, is going to do very, very well in 2022. SHIB's now relaxing a little bit after its big move. You know all how I feel about SHIB. It's a bit of a joke coin. I own some, but I would never have a serious amount of it. Luna's interesting as well because it's a great project, a great altcoin, and actually we've unfortunately just broken the support line that we were watching. So for me, Luna is likely to come down to previous support, and the next support level is this level here. It's approximately at $46. So, and you can see, guys, we broke out of this rising channel. When you break a rising channel, the target's at the bottom. So I'm expecting Luna to come back down to $45. We have rallied a bit today, so it could be a good opportunity to take a short position there. That would give you something like put your stop loss there above this previous support now acting as resistance. You've got about a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio there. Nice short on Luna. Bybit, you can of course trade Luna. You can trade anything pretty much on Bybit. Once again, $3,500 bonus down below. So yeah, just looking at the chat, someone said, I swear if Bitcoin even thinks about going down, Terra Luna starts to go down. True. Orb says, thanks for the emergency ETH video yesterday. You saved me getting wrecked. Okay, great. I'm glad to hear that's the whole point of these videos. They are time sensitive and I want people to be able to react to them. When I'm not posting on YouTube, guys, if I have to post anything even quicker, I'm on Twitter. So make sure you follow me at Marzell Money. Yeah, it's spelt this way, the correct way. There's a lot of scam accounts. So at Marzell Money, I'm posting analysis there, news, memes, whatever. In fact, let's do a little tweet here like I do on every live. Good morning, crypto. I'll do a little link to this live. Let's find it. If you could all go onto my Twitter now and like this post that I'm about to post, maybe leave a little comment, tag someone, it would be much appreciated. Let's do a little link here. Let's put it in. So after 3, I'm going to send it. 1, 2, 3. Boom. So that is now on the interweb. Please like it, leave a comment, retweet it, and yeah, it's much appreciated, guys, for your support there. So that's Luna. We can look at maybe 1 or 2 more altcoins before we wrap things up today. Someone asked, Patrick asked, what does ARC actually tell us? Are the ARC formation presenting ascending, descending, or symmetrical triangle patterns? Are those indicators? So what the ARCs tell us is where the support and resistance is within a trading range. So the way that the markets work, whether you're looking at a monthly, weekly, daily, hourly, whatever time range you're looking at, you always have arcs, you always have triangulation, and it tells us where the support and resistance is, and it also gives us targets of where we're likely to see next. So an arc finishes with a breakout or a breakdown. So for example, this would have been an arc, something like this, I believe. Here we got a breakout there. Actually, that's not the best example, apologies. It also started here in this scenario. There, break to the downside. The measure of an arc is usually the target for the traded price action. So if I measure this down here from where the breakout was, you can see how we pretty much perfectly met our target. You always start an arc within a new arc. So this would be our new arc that we're currently trading in. And we can now see that we're now within this new traded arc. And if we broke to the downside, you could basically use the measurement of the arc, the widest part, to see where we're going. If we're breaking to the upside, this would be the target. If we're breaking to the downside, this would be the very bearish target in that scenario. But bear in mind, this is the daily. Within the daily, you can break it right down even into the 5-minute chart, but I'll show you on the hour, you're going to have an arc within an arc. So this is where the previous arc was. Let's draw it. Something like that. And that gets extrapolated there. There was the breakout there. Just to draw another one to show you. Again, another breakout here. Again, just to show you, this is how predictable they are. If you take the target here, always met the target perfectly. Arc system triangulation is one of the fundamental things we teach in the academy. If you are someone that has always wanted to learn how to trade, hasn't known where to start, and really has got to the point now where you're ready to, ditch the 9-to-5, find financial freedom, be able to make money from anywhere in the world, that's what our trading academy is for, guys. We teach everything from complete beginner to more intermediate through our live sessions, myself and our coaches. So once again, in the description down below, guys, there is the link for the discounted monthly membership or annual membership for the academy. So check that out down below. But yeah, this is just the ARC system we're watching. You can see how it plays out. I'll go to the current price action to show you the power of this. I would draw that one here, in fact. Yeah, we kind of got a breakout there, and that would have been there. A new arc. This one's a bit bigger, and we're now currently seeing where this one takes us. So it could be coming back up to resistance. We've probably met that now, and we're probably making our way back down to around $41,000 in this traded range. We know that if we break to the downside, we can target it like this, and wherever it breaks down from, and that might take us exactly to the bigger arc. So it's like Russian dolls, guys. You have smaller arcs within bigger arcs, so you can see how that works. This is the backbone of the MTA, and if you, like I said, if you want to learn more, feel free to sign up and give it a go. If it's not for you guys, remember it's monthly, so you can cancel at any time, but I'm pretty sure you'll be confident in your learning ability with our learning program. So Beyond asks, thanks for addressing the importance of risk management and trade risk reward. I see already my trades become better structured. Excellent, Beyond. I will join your academy. Time difference for me is an issue living in Korea. The triangles are a great tool that I have started to understand. Thanks, Alex. Top job. Yeah, Bjorn, good point about being in different time zones. So at the moment, we're covering the UK, Europe, and the States very well. We have sessions anywhere from 5 in the afternoon in the UK to 2 a.m. UK time, which would be like the evening time in the States. We are building our coaching strategy up, so we're going to be covering all time zones literally in the next few days. So yeah, we're working on that. We're an international community, like-minded community of crypto traders. So guys, I'm going to wrap things up today. I don't want to take too much time because I've got another video I need to make for the main channel. So please check that out later. Make sure you're subscribed, turn the bell on. Thanks for joining me on this one. If you haven't smashed the like, guys, do smash the like down below. It's much appreciated. And once again, if you want your bonus on Bybit, free crypto to start trading, try it out. Use the link in the video description down below or the pinned chat. You will get your share of up to $100,000 as well if you meet that requirement, but $3,500 bonus. Anyone that's interested still to win a Rolex competition, here is on my Twitter page. Thank you so much for joining me, guys, and I will see everyone later. Thank you for your support. See you next time. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.